In this video, we're going to show you how to install the ball joint on your Dodge Charger located in the lower knuckle. Using a 22mm socket, let's loosen and remove our lug nuts. Remove the wheel and set it aside. On our particular model, we're going to use a 21mm socket to loosen and remove the sway bar end link nut. Now ours has been replaced. Yours might be a different size. Go ahead and remove that. We're going to loosen and remove the bolt here for your strut into the control arm here. Now, if you have the factory strut in here, there's going to be a fixed nut on the other side, which is welded, so you don't have to touch that. On ours, we have replaced our strut, so we're going to use our 21mm to hold that nut. Use our 18mm on the bolt side. And remove our nut. And remove our bolt. We're going to use our 21mm socket right here to remove the nut for our forward control arm. Right up here, right behind our brake caliper bolt, or in front of our brake caliper bolt, there is a wheel hub bolt. This is a 15mm. I'm going to break that free, and we want to remove that bolt. The reason why we're doing that is that with this bolt in place, we won't be able to get our socket onto the ball joint nut right here. We're going to put our jack underneath the ball joint on the knuckle itself here. And as we raise this, what's happening is it's going to give us more clearance between the ball joint nut here and the back of the knuckle. It's also going to give us more clearance between the ball joint nut and the ABS wire. We're going to use a 21mm swivel socket with our extension and our impact. Loosen and remove that nut. We're now going to lower our jack. What we need to do is separate this control arm from this ball joint, and then we need to disconnect the front forward mounted control arm, this stud here, up and out, so that will expose the ball joint here, so we can go ahead and remove that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use our hammer and we're going to strike the control arm right here. That should release this pressure here off of our ball joint. Just like so. Now we're going to move to the front and we're going to separate the front control arm. Now we're going to go ahead and strike the knuckle right here, just below the ball joint. That should release that control arm. Make sure you're wearing safety glasses when you're doing a job like this. Now on the bottom side of the knuckle here, we have a snap ring. We have two holes right there. Normally you can use your snap ring plier. Just go ahead and pop it in there and open this up and pull that clip off. But you can see ours is a little bit rusted. So you can use a small chisel, you can use a screwdriver. But what we're going to do is we're just going to try and tap this to open this up and get that to move a little bit. We can feel that spring pressure releasing. You can see that clip is moving. You can do this on both sides. You can see it moving a little bit. We're just going to tap around here and shock that rust free. Definitely wear safety glasses when doing this. Now using some snap ring pliers, I'm going to try and open this up and release our clip just like so. Now I'm going to use our air hammer and I'm going to try and push our ball joint up and out of the knuckle. Sometimes you can use a standard ball joint press. We're going to use a 21mm socket, loosen and remove our tie rod and nut here. We're going to use our hammer to strike the knuckle right here to release our tie rod end. With our tie rod released, we can go ahead and work that up and out. Now I'm going to use an air tool to go ahead and clean up around here and take down any scaly rust. When we press that ball joint in, we need the proper amount of clearance in order to put our new snap ring on. Use a little bit of spray solvent. Clean this up. And take your ball joint, line that up. And use our ball joint press and cup unit here. Then we're going to use our impact gun to go ahead and use this cup and push that ball joint down into the knuckle. You want to make sure that the ball joint goes in evenly. Now that our ball joint is fully seated, we have room to go ahead and place our snap ring. So let's go ahead and do so. It's always good to use the proper tools for something like this here. Make sure that snap ring is fully seated all the way around, and ours is. Now we can go ahead and install our components here, pushing everything up into place. Now what might help you here is putting the jack underneath the knuckle and pushing this up. It'll make it a little bit easier. We can also bring our tie rod end over and up. Let's go ahead and get that nut started. Going to install the nut on the top there. can go ahead and lower down our jack a little bit. What we'll do next is actually line up our strut bolts here. Sometimes you can just use a pry bar to go ahead and twist this here. Once it's lined up, you can just tap that through. Go ahead and get the nut started on that. Install our sway bar and link. And get that nut started. We're going to jack this up now so we have clearance to get our swivel socket on the upper ball joint nut there. All right, let's go ahead, tighten and torque our nuts. Let's go ahead and snug down our outer tie rod and nut. Let's snug down our nut here for the forward control arm. Let's snug down our sway bar and link nut. Snug down the nut for the rear control arm here. Let's tighten down the nut here for our strut. Install our wheel hub bolt. Let's now go ahead and torque everything down. Torque the sway bar nut down to 100 foot-pounds. We're going to put our jack on our lower knuckle here, and we're going to go ahead and compress this to its neutral ride height. So we're going to raise this up till the vehicle just starts to move off of our lift, or in your case, probably your jack stands. And let's go ahead and torque down our lower clevis fork bolt to the lower control arm to 125 foot-pounds. Now the rear control arm here, this nut gets torqued to 27 foot-pounds plus an additional 180 degrees. So it's basically half a circle. So however you decide to do that, you can run an extension further up and above the top here and crank that 180 degrees. Let's go ahead and hit our 27 now. We calculated roughly our half a turn. At this point here, we can go ahead and lower our jack. Let's torque down our nut. It's going to be 50 foot-pounds plus an additional 90 degrees. And we can see our steering is turning here, so let's go ahead and rotate this so it locks out. This is our 50, so 90 degrees is an additional quarter turn. Now our outer tie rod here is going to be 37 foot-pounds plus an additional 80 degrees. There's a 37, and then just under a quarter turn. There we go. Go ahead and grab your wheel, line that up, set it into place. We want to go ahead and get all of our lug nuts started by hand, and then we'll snug them down. Go ahead and torque your lug nuts down to 130 foot-pounds. I'm going to do this in a crisscross pattern. After finishing this installation, it's important to have an alignment done on your vehicle.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.